In this next video, we're going to draw a sunflower. Sunflowers are probably the most famous flower of the daisy family because they have this center ring and the little points coming out, and it was made most famous by Van Gogh and his famous sunflower painting, which you can find in the back of the art room on the rolly carts back there. To make that, you're going to open your page up now, and you should have the daisy and the black-eyed Susan on that side. Flip your paper over and fold it backwards so you have a clean square to work with. All right, and we're going to start by writing the word sunflower down here. S-U-N-F-L-O-W-E-R, sunflower. Okay, and you're going to start with a nice big circle. Okay, and now sunflowers are called sunflowers because they kind of look like a sun. And so you're going to start with some triangular petals. They have really nice triangular petals. So you're going to start with a triangle and try to make sure that every time you draw a new triangle, you're coming out from the center pretty evenly. One problem kids have is that as they start drawing their triangles, the triangles start pointing different ways, but you really want them radiating out from the center. So try to keep your triangles nice and even, and kind of the center pointing right into the center of the sunflower. And don't be afraid to leave a little bit of space, you know, in between those triangles, because we're going to come back in a second and put more in. Okay, so there's our first ring of triangles for our sunflower. Now, sunflowers usually have more than one ring of petals. And so the second ring of petals starts in the middle of each of these triangles and comes up into a triangle like that. And it's overlapped behind that first ring. And it's usually smaller because it's further behind the sunflower. So you just see it, and it's a little smaller than the first line of triangles, but it's a triangle as well, but it's coming out from a different angle, kind of, so you got to make it just a little bit smaller. So there's our second row of triangles. Now, sunflowers have a really big head on them. They're huge. If you've ever seen one, they're like probably bigger than my whole hand. And so in order to hold that up, the stem needs to be really thick, and usually it's on a pretty straight, just holding the sunflower up like that, and they're usually really woody and thick, so I usually put in some texture like that to show they're a little woody. And they usually have big leaves like this to catch the sun and get that photosynthesis happening. Okay, so draw those big petals on there. Alright, then everyone knows that sunflower seeds taste really good if you can eat them. And so what you do is take your pencil. You don't need to tap the table, but if you just make some little dashes and go around, please don't tap the table because that doesn't work well. Okay, so here you go. That's what our final sunflower should look like.